Luke on Shaman TV here with Chris Millington. So 1-0 win. What are your thoughts on the game?
Just pleased with the performance, really, Luke. Thought it's I've gone on enough about the fact that it's a young group, and especially at the moment we're like a new team. No one's interested, but as coaches we have to work to try and build that chemistry and that cohesion, and that isn't an easy thing to do, especially at this stage of the season when you've got some lads who are off the back, in Adam Senior's case, of playing every minute of every competitive game. Some lads who are coming into the team having not played loads of minutes, and then a lot of brand new lads. Nobody wants to hear about that stuff, but from a coaching and a management perspective, it's tough. But the pleasing thing today was we started to see some of those partnerships build. We had Flo Hottie, who's ill, who's quite ill, but rolled himself out and nearly got 90 minutes in and had a good performance in a deeper role. Kept the possession ticking over for us and made us more of an attacking threat when we had possession. Just pleased with the performance and the way we're starting to see the quality within the group and the signs of what might be possible with this group of players.
Dominant first half, really created plenty of chances. Galvin obviously getting the goal, but could have had a couple more.
Yeah, we could have, and I think first thing we've got to say is again, the outside perception will be that it's only Fylde and it's only 1-0. But the truth is, Fylde have beaten Forest Green in the not too distant past. They've had good results against Gateshead, Altrincham, a number of teams. They had a good performance against York City here not so long back. So, they're not probably as bad as the league position might suggest. In fact, they're a good team and they've got some very good individuals. So it was never going to be easy. But the other side of the coin is that we've created an awful lot of good chances today. Luca Thomas, poor lad's hit the woodwork twice. Angelo Capello's had one flash just past the post, and we've had any number of balls coming across the box that we probably should have done better with. But that said, we can go through the team, and I thought the front two played really well. Both wing backs gave us a lot of attacking threat, but also gave us the energy to press high up the pitch. And I thought the back three dealt with the things they had to deal with really well. So all in all, a pleasing afternoon, and just hopefully a performance that we can build off.
Yeah, probably the only complaint today can be that we didn't get a few more, but dominant really throughout, and only into the last sort of 15-20 minutes did Fylde put us under much pressure.
Yeah, and it's interesting because they kept making positive changes. They've got some good players here who aren't starting games, and they're a club who's got it right. They're getting it right off the pitch in terms of the setup, in terms of the stadium. A number of our lads are really enjoyed playing on the surface here because obviously we're a possession-based team, but we struggle with that because 50% of our games are played on a pitch that you can't play possession-based football on. So it's they're a club who are going in the right direction, and the setback for them is a relegation, but I'm sure they'll bounce back, and for us it's an important 3 points to get us moving in the right direction again.
Yeah, massive 3 points obviously going into the final 3 games, and important to break the run that we've been on.
It is, yeah. I mean, within that run there have been some reasonable performances. I think Dagenham, we probably deserved to win that game. We maybe didn't deserve to lose against Hartlepool. Then what was a dour, awful game against Maidenhead, which I thought maybe neither team were particularly good, but they took the chances. But we're in a real sort of challenging moment of transition, and again, we don't get any credit for that. We don't get any credit for a lot of what we do at this football club, for the fact that we fight, we punch above our weight season in, season out, with an incredibly low budget by comparison with the rest of the league. We don't get credit for the demographic of the squad, youngest squad in the division, who are coming in and developing and learning about senior football on the job. We don't get credit for being able to compete at the right end of the pitch when we play on the worst pitch in the league, season in, season out. So we never, nobody gives us any credit, but that just stirs the fire and makes us want to achieve what we can this season and prove people wrong, and we'll work incredibly hard to do that.
So obviously the win gives us an important buffer to 8th, and of course up next, massive game on Monday against Altrincham.
Yeah, and we've got to take it a game at a time, you know, and Altrincham will present a different threat. They're fighting for their season now. I know they didn't get the best of results today, so they'll be desperate to turn us over. It'll close the gap, and we know that they'll want to get one over on Halifax Town. But we'll approach it in the same way. We'll work to do our due diligence, make sure we do our opposition analysis thoroughly. We'll go in with a game plan. We'll look at where we might need to freshen it up, if we do need to freshen it up, because we've got to maintain that kind of energy. The energy we showed today is the type of energy that a Halifax Town team should have. And in actual fact, it's the type of energy that our season's been built on so far. The success we've had getting into this position with the players who are no longer available, the players like Jack Evans, like Scott High, like Max Wright, who bring that energy to our performances. The other lads have stepped up today and shown that we can maintain that and we can impose that type of energy on oppositions again, and we've got to look to do that against Altrincham.
Thank you.
Thanks, Luke.